Took himself to Singapore. Are you recording right now? Okay, good. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Un, deux, trois. 4, 5. I don't know how to say 4 or 5 in French. 6, 7, 8. We'll count in German. I was born star, fucking everything in sight. I fuck so hard with all my might.
Sex is not to be pleasurable for the woman because we're giving them the ultimate pleasure, a child.
The only reason I knew that she was a hooker was because she was like,
she tried to have sex with me for money.
I thought it was rats, so I ran out into the street.
And guys hit by a car.
I almost got hit by. Would you like to come back to my house and you can serenade her at my home?
And I went,
No.
yeah. Anytime now.
There's a lot of things to click.
Okay.
I'm not shit. I'm champagne. Welcome to A Literal, the show about full frontal male nudity and half backle female nudity.
Half backle?
Wait, you never tried a half backle before?
What's a half backle?
It's the most elite football move you can do.
Oh, like it's a backwards tackle, but halfway?
Yeah, well, it's actually a half backle.
Was that okay?
Today we're going to talk about all sorts of things, such as recycling.
All right, this isn't your other podcast, you fuck. Welcome to Let's Start Wait Shit.
Let's start wait shit.
Wait, no, don't start.
It's just actually a fitness show. Let's start wait shit, brother.
Fitness episode.
From the 3 portraits of physical health, 2 dudes that very clearly never go.
Look at this biceratops.
All right.
So yeah, Bill's going to tell a story inevitably.
Well, it's not okay. So I'm not gonna do that.
Bill's not going to tell a story inevitably.
So you guys, I've been telling you guys about how I've been thinking about stuff when I smoke weed, and then all right. So I did that, and I came up with a very comprehensive list. The problem is I forgot all of them. Well, I wrote down little taglines to help me remember, and none of them were helpful in me remembering what I was gonna talk about. So I figured I would just give you guys the taglines, and then you guys
play charades to figure out what it is.
Yeah, and then you guys can sort of just guess about where I was going to go with my goofs.
Okay.
First paragraph, 106 words.
It's a noun. No, okay.
All of them. It's just I repeating over and over again.
It sounds like me introducing the show.
It was me just snoring with the voice capture thing on my phone. Just a lot of like. And that's top. Okay,
hit us with one of them.
Okay, here's the first one.
It better be as funny as you're making it out to be.
McBark, the crime committing dog.
What?
Instead of McGruff, the crime dog. McBark, his relative, is the black sheep of the family that commits crimes.
Okay, so where are we going with this?
I think that's what I need your help with.
So you want to flush out these ideas so we can make billions?
Yeah.
Sounds like you were trying to figure out a new kids Saturday morning television show with a dog that's teaching them how to break into cars and steal treats.
And I have no idea where I was going to go with it. But okay, so Scruff McGruff from Chicago, Illinois 60652. He was the pride and joy of his crime-fighting dog family. He had a brother named McBark. So because McGruff is not their real last name.
What's his first name?
Scruff.
Scruff McBark?
Well, no, Scruff McGruff is...
What's the brother's first name?
Buff.
Buff?
Buff McBark. The crime-committing dog. Help take a bite out of my brother who takes a bite out of crime.
Were you smoking medicinal marijuana when you came up with this?
It's served no medicinal purpose so far.
Take a bite out of other people's wallets.
Take a bite out of law enforcement. Buff McBark.
So he's a cop
I'm going to go ahead and say I don't have the slightest clue.
He's a crime committing dog.
I mean, there's a lot of crimes though. You can pee in a park.
Okay, well, I feel like
Now
that's
you're
more,
a sex offender.
Yeah, okay. McBark's a sex offender.
Bark the child raping dog.
No.
I mean, that's why we got to be more specific.
That's why I need your help with. I just didn't think you were going to go so dark with it.
All right, so he only does petty misdemeanors, but he thinks he's a real badass. He always wears like Ray-Bans and leather jackets.
Yeah. Okay. So he's like a low level.
Yeah, he like goes 5 over.
Right.
He's
a serial jaywalker.
He'll buy like 5 things, but pay for 4 of them.
Tears the tag off his mattress.
Yeah. I don't think that's a crime though.
Well, they say you can't. You're not supposed to. Do
it's only a crime if you do it before you sell the mattress. I found out.
Oh. The more you know, kids.
Yeah. It's,
okay. So
hold on.
Go ahead. Go in your room and tear your tags off your mattresses.
You can
do it.
You can be arrested.
Anarchy.
What if you sell it on Craigslist and you've torn the tag off?
Ooh. Yeah, I don't think it matters for private sale. I don't know. I mean, I asked.
Speaking of private sale, is that one of the other crimes that he does?
Oh yeah, small drug deals.
He's a male escort. I mean.
Oh yeah. He sells. Well, he rents his privates. He doesn't sell them. It's not a black market organ donation.
Now, if he's going to be a male escort, we have to make sure that he actually identifies.
Does he walk up to other dogs and he's like, "Yo, 2 to sniff, 3 to stick, 4 to lick."
If you want,
hold on, it's more to the lick than it is to stick. I feel with the dog,
it's the price point.
They're going to lick for free.
Yeah, well, they're going to sniff for free for sure.
True that.
But okay, so he's got a little bit of like a kink situation. So like a bite is $4, $4 doggers. Okay,
it's like a throat submission bite.
Yeah.
Like where the other dog puts the tail between their legs and lays down.
He's really a renaissance man of petty crime, is Buff McBark, the crime committing dog.
So it started in 3rd grade where he first stole his first bag of Gushers.
Yeah, and well, I think what happened was he was in the same class with Scruff, and Buff like saw how popular Scruff was because he was such a morally upright person, and all the other dogs, really appreciated how virtuous he was, and he was like, fuck that. No one is I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go the other route, and I'm gonna be sort of the Joker to his Batman.
Okay. So we've concluded that Buff is a misdemeanor committing Joker.
He is.
That's like the worst villain of all time.
He is. He's adorable.
I just want to watch the world burn.
Boy.
What's another one that you came up with?
Charlie.
Charlie does not like Buff McBark.
No.
It doesn't get better. You ready?
Oh, I was born ready. However, currently I'm not ready.
Okay. Well,
give me 5 seconds.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, I'm ready.
Wheelchairs for birds.
Are you high right now?
No.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad that I only drink with you because there's some weird shit that goes on when you're high.
Wheelchairs for birds.
Wheelchairs for birds.
I think a hang glider would be better for birds
and both legs.
But okay, so I don't know. Like, is the bird still capable of flight? And if so, when it lands, is there wheelchair accessible power lines for him to land on? Because if we're assuming that there is a wheelchair for birds, there must be wheelchair accessible places for them to land in trees, on power lines, etc.
Just in case this is your first time with us, William likes to get really, really high and have what he calls ideas.
This is just one of the really good ones.
He writes them down.
Okay, so let's deal with the engineering behind this, because it would have to be a very, very light wheelchair if he's going to fly with it.
Of course, because birds, as we all know, have very, very light bones that make them capable of flight.
So I'm thinking it should be made out of bird bones because they're hollow, but strong.
All right, so the bird wheelchair is made out of dead birds.
In fact, when we found the disabled bird, we killed 10 other birds to make this wheelchair.
Because birds have to get licenses to fly from the bird DMV.
Jesus
And
Christ.
I'm fucking high right now.
Were you watching
bird
Zootopia before?
On their
you
bird
came here?
license, they have to designate whether or not they're going to donate their bones to make bird wheelchairs.
Oh man, so recycling, guys. Let me tell you how important it is. The first R is for reduce, and that's really where we need to be.
Yeah,
we need to be not using styrofoam cups for our bourbon,
Right.
Or you know,
I feel like whatever chemicals are in that styrofoam are leaching into your drink right now, and it's affecting you.
it's affecting your stories.
But
Does it get worse down the line? Like,
It
does
doesn't.
it get worse than,
I don't
than
want
bird wheelchairs?
I don't want to say it
Can you
gets-
just list the rest of them?
All right, we'll go again. But I want to get your guys.
Like I said, I feel like birds would more benefit from hang gliders because they can still fly.
You did not say that.
True.
I
Yeah,
absolutely did say that.
we kind of
You
glazed
couldn't
over
hear
that.
me over his crazy laughter.
That might be true.
But,
Pathological laughter, you might call it.
I wouldn't call it that.
Okay, so like I said, it doesn't get better, guys.
Just give me the whole list.
No,
at once.
because we're gonna go through them one by one.
Okay.
This is filler material, man. We had boring weeks.
Okay. Dad hotel. Now, is it a hotel specifically for dads that want to get away from their families, or are we once again going back into the very dark realm that this hotel is made out of dads?
Well, I mean, it came from the Velvet Daddy, so it seems more like a resort spa type place for dads.
True. And okay, so if we're talking, let's talk about the schematics of a dad hotel. What is it going to feature? Just a bunch of grills so that all the dads can make their own burgers?
Well, it's one of those really high end ones, like at the Mall of America hotels, etc. There's a lot of shopping and convenience.
Mhm.
So there's 2 New Balance stores, one on each.
instead of robes and fucking shit on your bed, they give you New Balance and jorts. every day.
And one of the activities you can do is mow the lawn and grill.
And the gift shop is just a Bass Pro Shop.
And in the New Balance stores, by the way, they're all white New Balances.
There's
The exact same
there is
model.
there
There's
is no
courtyard
color.
out back, but you just go out there just to piss outside. Just to go outside and pee, and that's it.
And there's a complaining children simulator like on the way to another theme park. Like, I will turn this car around simulator.
And you do.
And you do.
You
But
finally get to fulfill.
at the end of it, you get to turn the car around and take them home. The kids
Yeah,
don't get
so-
to see Walt Disney World.
There's a Snap-on tool store as well. You get to borrow them all while you're there.
Yeah. And you don't, well, it's a Snap-on tool borrowing simulator where your neighbor borrows your tools, but then does give them back. And you don't
nice.
have to have the awkward, hey, Jim, where's my Allen wrenches? Where's my set of socket
Snap-on
wrenches?
Allen wrenches. It costs $700. Okay, so I think we've covered most of the attractions there. Aside from, there's a grill in every single room.
There is a grill.
Every remote has an unlimited battery supply.
Real
Right.
battery. Yeah, there's no bed. It's just a recliner
Of course, yes. It's just a lazy boy that has a pillow
and a toilet.
and a toilet.
You know, it's like the notes section in your phone is crazy. Like in mine, it's like, don't forget cereal.
Mine, I hope
Yours is dad hotel.
I hope I don't die soon and then somebody finds my phone. I die under suspicious circumstances. Let's analyze his phone.
Let's analyze it.
Let's analyze his phone and see. Oh, what is up? What does he have?
What's the next one?
Wheelchairs for birds. Dad hotel. All right. So this next one.
Hold on. All my notes in my phone, they're just angry lyrics about my dad.
Oh, sad.
Aww.
Did you write cool songs about how much you hate your dad?
No. I wrote bad songs about how much I love my dad. All right, next question.
They're all it's just a Cat Stevens song, but one really long Cat Stevens song.
And you scream the entire thing.
The cat's in the cradle and the silver. Okay, next one is.
Don't be embarrassed. We're all friends here.
UFC kissing legality.
Oh, so if you're holding them down and you kiss them,
Yeah.
that could be a submission for like really homophobic dudes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I did, when I was thinking about this, I did Google the rules of like what you're not allowed to do.
So why are you asking me?
I feel like if somebody had you like in a chokehold, why couldn't you just tickle them to get them to let you go?
Yeah, like, okay, that's another great point. Can you tickle? Is tickling, because they don't, there's no conspicuous part where they say no kissing, no tickling.
Are boners against the rules?
I don't know. Because if you get one and it's involuntary, it's like if you notice that you have it and you're like, I'm gonna use this as a weapon, and then you get him in a rear naked choke, but you can't, he's got like his thing right here, so you can't fully clinch it in. Just press that bad boy up against his lower back. He's gonna want the match to stop.
And then he's like, your gun is digging into my hip.
Yeah.
I'm sure, because you can't do like small joint manipulation or any of that. But I remember watching a UFC fight at work one time, and we had this bus boy. He was like the most innocent kid in the world. Probably had never seen a UFC fight. And he's watching it. He's just in awe. And this guy's got this guy in a like just major headlock, just choking the shit out of him. And the little busboy looks over at me and goes, "Can't bite?" I said, "No, you can't. You can't bite each other in a UFC
What the fuck
fight."
is this guy doing? Why did you bite him?
And he didn't even he looked back at the TV and then he looks back at me and goes, "I bite that motherfucker who's choking me like that."
I mean, that's a valid defense.
That's why it's a prize fight and not a street fight.
Well, you know what my concern is there is, man, I hope the person I'm fighting is not HIV positive.
I mean, that's a good point. It's a good point. Because that's the long defeat. You're playing the long game there.
Yeah. You might have won the battle, but you lost the war.
Yeah, you might be champ, but in like 3 to 5.
Or as long as 17.
By the way, were you high and watching a UFC fight and thought, man, I'd want to kiss this fucking blacky, sweaty dude that's on me right now?
What I thought was, because one guy, he was in a full mount and he was trying to land punches, but the one dude was being,
what makes you think you could land a kiss?
Intelligently defending with his hands. So I figured, fucking pin his hands down and just kiss him.
The moment you go to give him a kiss, he's going to knock you the fuck out.
But if you're in full mount, right? And you pin his arms down when he's like trying to defend, and now it's just face to face, and you just plant one on him.
It's not the WWF. You're not like going for a 3 count.
What if you go to kiss him, but then he kisses you first? And it's a kiss off. And then it just becomes a gay porn.
You got Herb Dean over there. He doesn't know what the fuck to do.
He like goes in to stop it. But
someone please tap.
Herb Dean goes in to stop it. He's like, but no, this could be the beginning of something beautiful. I don't want to.
Your cornerman throws in the towel. And you're like, no, I don't need a towel. I'm not finished yet.
You got to be very careful about smacking the ass because they might take that as a tap.
True. You don't want
do one solid smack.
Yeah, with just one solid grip it and rip it. But imagine Dana White, and it's all they're kissing.
I think that's Joe Rogan that you're thinking of.
Well, Joe Rogan, excuse me. Dana White's there.
Dana Wright.
Dana White feels right.
Racism there.
Joe Rogan. How do you? Is the fight over? If they
obviously it's over.
If they start kissing, and no one's throwing any more punches, is it a draw? Is it a no contest?
Well, I think they wait till the 5 minutes is up. So you got whatever the remainder of the round.
I don't know what would happen in the fight, but actually, I wouldn't mind for that shit to happen because it would clear my restaurant the fuck out real quick.
So you could watch it by yourself.
So I get the fuck out of work. Well, actually, I don't work UFC fights anymore. I'm having flashbacks of when I used to have to close the store on those nights.
You watch two dudes kissing in the cage, gives you some flashbacks, does it, Charles?
Yeah, that's what it is.
And when I was a child, and
it's terrifying.
My uncle put my brother and I in a cage and made us kiss before he let us out.
Uncle Touchy's naked puzzle basement. So
wow, it's like Saw. But with kisses.
Oh God! You gotta kiss your brother to get out.
of this
Can I
cage.
just stick my hand in that fucking pit of syringes?
No, it's not syringes.
All right, I see you eyeballing that next one.
All right. So this one I do remember. So it just came
So
back
the
to
others
me.
you don't remember.
No, this one just came back to me. I have recently discovered
Anal.
that, yeah, and life changer. I recently discovered that there is on the set of like most films that involve a scene like
A
this,
cheese tray.
there is an intimacy coordinator.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Did you
Get
know
the
that?
fuck out of here, really?
Yeah, they coordinate the fuck scenes.
Oh, for like a sex scene in a movie?
Yeah,
People are telling you what to do?
So it's like
Yeah.
a fight coordinator, but it's a sex coordinator.
yeah. But you would assume that most people in movies
Have had sex.
have had sex and don't need a fuck coordinator.
Well, what if it's a gay actor having fake sex with a woman?
Okay. All
He might
right.
need some pointers.
So, like, if there was like, has NPH ever been in a movie where he does fucking with a lady?
Maybe, but I know that happens a lot because, in theater, there are more gays per capita than in just, football, for
Than
example.
your average, yeah.
You think there was a intimacy coordinator for Brokeback Mountain?
Oh,
with Heath
absolutely.
Ledger and,
Yeah, I
Jordan
think those
Hall?
guys probably need a little assistance. Ants.
All right, so this is your character. You're
So the intimacy coordinator was like, all right, lick your hand and rub it.
because look, butts don't
Because
get wet
that's
like
where they lost
vaginas.
me. When that shit happened, I was like, yep, I gotta go to the
Oh,
bathroom.
you watched it? I have not
I
seen
went
it.
and saw Brokeback Mountain with a couple people in the movie theater. Yeah.
I honestly thought the
I
scene
hope it was all dudes.
I honestly thought it was a very good movie, and the scene was a little jarring. If that kind of stuff makes you uncomfortable, I thought towards the end of it, it was a very nice love
You
story.
know what? It was two incredible fucking actors. And I was like, yeah, you know what?
Fucking actors.
I really didn't think it was going to be that graphic. I'm not. I had to get up and walk
Did
out.
you see a
in
dick?
That tent scene. No,
Well, you don't see
but
a dick,
You,
but-
Well, that's not
you
very
remember
graphic.
Brittany
then.
Murphy in the movie 8 Mile where she licks her hand to get herself ready?
Yeah.
Ledger does that to himself.
Well, no, he does that. He licks his palm to get Jake Gyllenhaal's butt ready for this. This really makes Charlie uncomfortable. To get Jake Gyllenhaal's butt ready for that Joker peen.
Yeah, man. I guess the thought of it would make me uncomfortable. I remember I was reading a book and it was a great book. And then there was a unexpected, like not graphic or anything, just like suggestion. And I
Yeah.
had to put it down for like 6 months and come back to it. Like
Dude.
when I was more mature.
I just
Gotcha.
wasn't ready to see that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, this
I
was like 6 months
I
ago.
really wasn't. I didn't go into it expecting to see something like that. You know, I thought it was just going to be when it said Brokeback Mountain. I thought it was just two dudes riding horses in the mountains.
Well, I think there was a
When,
lot of hype
what
about
did
the
Louis
movie.
Black say it should have been called Two Equestrians. It's the fucking gayest word in the English language.
But yeah, I think there was a lot of hype around the movie where you basically knew that it was going to be a love story and it was starring two dudes. So I feel like we all should have been able to put two and two together and be like, they're going to fuck at some point in this movie. It's rated R and it's a movie about two gay cowboys. They're gonna fuck.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Were they gay like prior? Like, did they know they were gay?
Well, no, they
Like,
both
did
had
they-
wives. Well,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. Well, no, Jake Gyllenhaal had a wife. And I think, no, Jake Gyllenhaal
It's
had,
been so damn long since I've seen it.
yeah, they both had girlfriends, but then Jake Gyllenhaal dies, or one of them dies. I'm sorry if I've spoiled
The
this
girl
movie for
or the
anybody.
wife?
He dies and then he comes back to life as a gay guy.
A zombie and he fucks him.
He's a gay zombie.
It's a gay cowboy
That's
zombie.
why Ledger had to
Joker.
lick his hand because they had
It was
already
super
they had
dry.
already
See, they live in Nevada, right?
what's the word? You used to my bad.
Mortified?
No,
I
what's
think you're talking about
the mortician already
Richter.
did his
Oh wow.
His embalming and his post.
fuck it. Joke's ruined.
Well, yeah,
Posthumous
embalming
preparations.
would be correct. I thought you were talking about like rictus,
Rigor
Rigor mortis.
rigor mortis. There we go. Thank you.
I mean, if
Yeah, this is an educational podcast.
Rictus.
in
Here,
Rictus,
present.
okay, so that covers fuck whisper. Unless you guys want to.
Wait, what were we talking about again?
I forgot what we were talking about.
That's what I.
Is this still UFC?
No, that was the intimacy coordinator.
Oh,
thing
yeah.
that's
Oh, yeah.
which I think
That makes total sense.
Yeah, which I think an intimacy coordinator should be called like the fuck whisperer.
Also, if you're attracted sexually, like compatibly with the intimacy coordinator, don't you think that's who you want to fuck? Well, actually, I guess you got to wait till the scene happens. Once you do the scene, if you're like, what the fuck is this person doing?
Yeah.
But if it's really good, I think that would be Boner City for me if it was like.
Well, there are certain movies like that guy, the director Lars von Trier, like all of his movies, when they have sex scenes, he did
Sex in the City.
He did. There was a movie called Antichrist with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah,
like all of his sex scenes.
Dong. It's
their full penetration, real, not simulated sex scenes. Like they are real sex scenes in his movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you see penetration.
Chloe Sevigny, she actually blew Vincent Gallo for the movie in the Brown Bunny. Yeah.
Yep. You actually
they cut it out, but she did it.
No, it's in there.
I was just kidding. It'd be funny if they cut that scene.
And honestly, it's the most unenthusiastic fucking blowjob I've ever seen in my life.
I can't imagine.
If that's how Chloe Sevigny blows. Fuck, what?
Well, that's why she was the boring wife in boy. What was that show on HBO with the bigamous?
The bigamous?
Big Love. Or the polygamist. The polygamist.
I think it's called Big Rictus.
It was called Big Love. And she was the boring, mundane wife that he really didn't pay a whole lot of attention to.
I can see why they cast her, Zach, because if you ever watch Brown Bunny, man, that's the worst blowjob I've ever seen in my life. And maybe it was just for dramatic, effect for it to be like slow and cumbersome.
Oh, man.
Whack.
Or maybe it was Maybelline,
I don't know.
If I could blame my poor sexual prowess on cosmetic products, it would definitely be Maybelline. Shout out to Maybelline. Fuck you, Maybelline.
Today's sponsor is Maybelline.
Fuck you.
How many more of these do we have, by the way?
There's 3 more.
Good, because we have just enough time to fill the show out.
I really don't know where the fuck I was going with this one. Edible hair. I really don't.
Is it a product on the shelf, or does it just grow out of somebody's skull?
I feel like if I were talking about this like in practical terms, it would be something that you could buy at a store.
When I had my full beard and mustache, I feel like I was dealing with edible hair every day.
Dude, yeah. When I had my shit, I'm pretty sure I've eaten at least a third of a pound of hair.
My mustache went down past my lip.
I was eating too much hair. I had to cut the corners off my mustache. If I would have twisted it out, it would have handlebarred out to
here. That's part of my diet.
I feel like if edible hair was a thing,
Charlie's
I
restaurant,
would deal with a lot less plates getting sent back.
So I've definitely eaten plenty of hair.
I said if edible hair was like a real thing and it was cool, I'd deal with a lot less plates being sent back to my kitchen.
It really is a real thing though, because we have all eaten hair.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
So, but it's somebody else's hair. It's dead skin. It's gross. I mean, the only time I don't care is if I see like my dog hair on my sandwich.
The only time I don't care about eating hair is if it's just my dog hair. I'll eat my dog's hair gladly with a smile on my face.
I'm gonna make 2 pieces of bread.
If I run out of dill, I'll put some dog hair on that sandwich.
Listen,
sprinkle some dog hair on it.
I want to go back to what Charlie said. I don't know if you guys know this, but Charlie is the biologist of the group, and what he said, I just learned something. Hair. It's just dead skin.
Yeah.
I mean, all hair that is protruding from
is dead. Yes.
Yeah. It's just dead shit.
Dead shit.
Dead hair. It's just dead shit. That's
I think
half of our podcast is brought to you by
it's dead
dead hair.
Yeah. Good thing we're sponsored by dandruff shampoo tonight.
Maybelline and dead skin.
Maybelline, the dandruff shampoo.
You're welcome. But if hair were edible, and if you could purchase it in a store.
Nope. Texture.
Wait, okay, so right now is edible hair not something you could get out of like a Japanese vending machine?
Probably.
Because I feel like you probably could.
Well, you could probably get
a candy,
like some like schoolgirl's hair, but I don't know if it would be edible. Yeah. It would just be something that like a weird man sucks on.
Yeah. While drinking bathwater.
While drinking fucking bathwater.
Oh, God. Yeah. What is wrong with people?
Oh, boy. It's 2019 and
it's a fucking great time to be alive.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Charlie was just reading the headline of a newspaper on the way over here when we stopped for beer.
Yeah.
And some Best Buy employee, like beat a 75-year-old woman, you said? While delivering her appliance?
Best Buy employee was delivering an appliance to a woman's house in his uniform at work, delivering an appliance to a woman's house. They know you're there. You're fucking working. And he beat a 75-year-old woman and poured chemicals on her body, which caught on fire.
Oh my, what?
Now, my mother is 79 years old, and there ain't a fucking mountain I wouldn't move if somebody did this. I don't understand
Holy
what
shit.
goes through people's minds.
But what?
So we're trying to hearken to being alive in 2019.
What is wrong with people nowadays?
That's fucking insane.
Even serial killers switch out of their work clothes.
Yeah, like, don't be a dummy. Like,
John Wayne Gacy didn't wear the clown outfit.
Yeah, don't. If you're part of the Geek Squad, if you're busy, I hate to laugh about this, but if you,
well, that's the problem. Is that we're so fucked up now
we're
as
so
a society
desensitized that I hear that story.
You laugh at this kind of shit because it's the new normal.
I don't think it's normal.
No, it's not. It's genuinely jarring to hear about a Best Buy employee beating and then pouring
the shit's
chemicals.
in the news every single day. I mean, it's fucking terrifying.
Imagine if literally every day, I know that's not what you meant, but imagine if literally every single day you read the headline and another Best Buy employee beat a 75-year-old woman and set her on fire.
I don't know why we haven't shut this goddamn franchise down.
What I'm saying is,
do not order appliances from Best Buy.
Stop ordering printers.
The point I'm trying to make, we expect that out of Walmart. Don't do it out of Best Buy.
Here at Best Buy, we hold a higher standard.
The beating is one thing.
Actually,
setting them on fire.
I would say we expect it out of Circuit City.
That's how H.H. Gregg got shut the fuck down.
Same thing with Circuit City.
Radio Shack.
Is a horse Radio Shack? Radio Shack.
They only sold bridles and saddles.
You guys got a radio transmitter for my hooves? Nay.
Oh, and GPS for my
edible hair. Edible hair.
That one apparently wasn't flying with Charlie. Well, I get more horse Radio Shack jokes, Charlie.
Really quickly, why do you have a picture of Brian Defanski as your phone background?
Because he's a very sweet boy, and I like his face. And he's
I love Brian to death, but not on my phone background.
Well, he's the background on my sister's phone. And he's the background on my phone. And I feel like he's just trying to like round out the whole Christensen family.
Oh, okay.
By getting his face as the background. He's got 2 more to go.
Is the background on your mom's phone?
He's working on it.
He's working on your mom.
You know what? Here's the thing. I love my mom so much. She's such a nice lady. But here's the problem. When people make jokes about fucking my mom, joke's on you. She's 65 years old. That's not you. Now, Bonnie, if you ever hear this, I'm so sorry, but you don't want to fuck my mom. She's
Mom,
Bonnie,
if you hear this, I'm sorry, but nobody wants to fuck you.
Nobody except my dear father should, and
he's grateful for that. By the way,
does your dear father shop at Horse Radio Shack?
He does.
He crosses species lines.
He does. That's what they bought. That's where they bought their fuck swing. Was that Horse Radio Shack?
Oh,
all right.
It's made out of bird bones.
I got you sidetracked.
It's made out of bird bones.
What was the next one?
Oh, the next one is vegan zombies.
Wow.
So
tofu.
Oh my God, there's a horde coming and they're eating all my azaleas.
Oh man. They started somewhere south of Mexico. They crossed the Yucatan Peninsula. They've eaten all the avocados.
What are we going to spread on our toast? Because I've eaten all our avocados.
There's not a single fake chicken.
Honestly, that still would be an
planet.
apocalypse because they would eat all the crops to support life on the earth.
I know.
Yeah, well, you'd run out of oxygen. They'd eat all the plants.
Yeah, exactly.
Not just the plants. They'd eat the food crops.
Imagine
they
if
want to eat the tree.
Imagine if that was the plot of Contagion. Like, how is Dustin Hoffman going to protect the entire Amazon rainforest.
Well, you know what's crazy? Actually, getting a little scientific.
Ooh,
Yeah.
science corner with
Hair's
Charlie.
dead skin.
Hair's dead skin, and now we're going to some more stuff.
The Brazilian rainforest puts out. I mean, you think
Yeah,
about,
she does.
Are we talking such a slutty rainforest?
think about
Amazon.
how many acres of rainforest there are in Brazil.
5.
100 million.
Like 500 million, Geordie.
But the
Bitch.
the O2 that it produces when it does photosynthesis basically only covers that continent,
Right.
like that area.
Right.
So you have all the plants, even the plants underneath the ocean are photosynthesizing. So that's what the fish are breathing in the water, but it's also producing oxygen above the water level.
Right. That's
So
interesting.
It is. Yeah. Right
The more
now,
you
the
know,
Amazon
Charlie
rainforest is
Rebels.
on fire.
It is.
Bet you didn't know that.
I mean, it's a
I mean,
rainforest. I'm not really
NBC Nightly
concerned.
News. Lester Holt was talking about it just an hour and a half to 2 hours ago.
It's a pretty big deal. I mean, there's a lot
I disagree.
of it burning.
Eventually, it's going to rain. It's the rainforest, after all.
That's not what I call it.
It's like a natural fire.
But no, I have a fun fact
sprinkler.
actually about the rainforest. If I don't want to take away from Charlie's whole
No, that's all. I was just
talking.
talking about all the plant life, like that all that only produces for that area.
Right.
So, everybody talks about deforestation, but you don't think about all the plant life under the ocean that's actually allowing us to breathe as well.
Right.
And algae.
Yeah, the algae in Stewart is
Kelp.
great for your lungs right now.
That's actually bacteria.
So breathe it in. Breathe it in.
Cyanobacteria.
Walk down to the river and take a deep breath.
And yeah, it'll clear your sinuses by making you cough a whole lot.
It will give you degenerative brain disease,
Mm-hmm.
which is sweet.
Yeah. If you got a shitty brain and you want to destroy it, problem solved.
Yes, lay off the gas and the paint and go down there and take a big whiff.
Just take
So, I'm sorry,
take a
what were
whiff
you
of
gonna
our
say?
take a whiff of our ocean boogers because they're horrible and they're noxious. But no, my little science tidbit is that the big misconception about the Amazon is that it produces 20% of the world's oxygen and that we all enjoy it.
It doesn't.
Yeah, well, it does. It does produce 20%.
That's the first part.
But
None of us enjoy it.
the
Really.
Amazon uses every bit of the oxygen that it creates. So we don't actually get any of that.
That's what I meant by it only
self-contained.
produces for that area.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So just doubling down on what
I
you
just want to
said.
add on to those two tidbits. The Amazon produces oxygen. Okay, here we go.
That's
very,
why,
very good.
I was really impressed when I saw your other podcast with your buddy Clay, and I saw how many trees they've planted.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you can't.
it's in the hundreds of thousands.
It's hard to think that even at planting 100,000 trees, you're not even touching what we destroy daily.
Yeah. Now think about this. So we're planting trees, or we're destroying trees. And are there wheelchairs for trees?
Yeah, they're made out of bird bones.
Yeah.
Are they made out of tree bones?
No, bird bones.
Bird bones. They're all made out
Tree
of bird.
bones are biodegradable.
True. Bird bones never die. They never.
Bird bones never die.
Decompose.
Come see us live. Our new band, Bird Bones Never Die. We're going to be playing at the
Our
Maybelline Coliseum on
We're gonna be playing-
on March 69th.
We're going to be playing our first album in its entirety. Vegan Zombies.
Attack.
Vegan Zombies.
There's going to be no pauses between songs, so you're not going to be sure.
Playing our hit single "Dad Hotel."
What's the next one?
So
Shut up, Charlie.
all right, what's the next one? I hate this bit. I hate this goof that you guys are doing. All right, the final
No,
one.
I'm actually just trying to push it along because I'm
Hey,
going to rush to
Charlie.
hear story time.
Charlie, what was your story?
I didn't have one. I'd never have a story time.
All right, so the last one on the list. Oh, sorry, Charlie. Mickey Rourke's ass.
Ugh. Is it uglier than his face?
That's what I'm saying.
I look at Mickey Rourke's face and I think I'm looking at his ass.
Well, so Mickey Rourke used to be a very decent looking guy, and then he went through
Yeah.
and he had like all that crazy plastic surgery.
Well, you know why he had the plastic surgery, right?
No.
Because he became a semi-pro boxer and he had
Oh, and
a
he got
great
shit pushed
record,
in.
but he got fucked up in his career. but I feel like you just take it like a man and say, all right, this is how I look nowadays.
As a man, you can get cool roles with scars, right?
Yeah, you don't inject your face with Botox and put fucking implants in your cheeks, and you know what I mean? Like, you just roll with it. Shit happens sometimes.
I mean, I guess you're right. Cause, Joaquin Phoenix has his weird hair lip, and
it's called a cleft palate.
Cleft palate.
Yeah.
So, sorry to be insensitive to those cleft palates.
Oh, I don't give a shit. I was just letting you know what it was called.
I'm sorry to be insensitive to all the midgets with hair lips. Continue.
Oh, damn it. I thought we were gonna, but so if he got plastic surgery on his face, does the rest of it, because I don't know if you guys ever saw The Wrestler. That movie that he was in
with Marissa Tomei.
Well, you see his butt in the movie, and his butt has the same sort of textural composition that his face has.
Well, they probably pulled some muscle tissue out of his ass and stuck in his face.
My guess was
he's got an ass face surgically.
My guess was that his face had changed so much that he was like, look, guys, I appreciate what you've done with my face, making it like a stonefish monster, but now it doesn't match my normal looking ass. Can you make my ass equally as terrifying?
Yeah, I've always felt that your ass and your face need to correlate.
They do. They have to have that same sort
That's
of
why
textural.
I grew this big beard.
Yeah, because I want the area around my mouth to be just as hairy as the area around my butt mouth. Damn it.
Our camera is so good at focusing.
Wow.
All right, so is there any more on your list?
That is.
We touch on the really hard subjects.
Yeah,
we tackle all the tough things. All right.
I'm obviously pursuing a career in gotcha journalism.
He just applied to work at TMZ.
It's like me, Geraldo Rivera, Lester Holt, Barbara Walters, like Mount Rushmore of journalism.
Cronkite,
Walter Cronkite, Tom Brokaw, the usual
Brady.
Tom Brady kissing his children.
Yeah,
the usual suspects.
I'm going to legally change my name to that. Tom Brady kissing his children. Kissing his children will be all one word for the last name.
Imagine going through a cemetery and a tombstone. This is
200 years from now. Kids. So you don't have the context of Tom Brady anymore.
You notice you don't hear about Robert Kraft in the news anymore, about that whole deal in the
where he
Asian
was paying for a tug
parlor.
job?
Yeah. Where he was outsourcing his hand jobs to the Chinese.
I think we've already covered this on the show.
Yeah, I think
where
that like
we are okay with prostitution.
Yeah, prostitution I mean, sex work in general.
I think we covered where you ran from a prostitute because she was trying to jack you. Well,
here's my stance on prostitution. True. If somebody goes to war and gets half his face blown off and he has to pay for sex, why not let him? If somebody's willing to sell their body and make a little money,
well, the thing, I mean,
why not let him?
Prostitution is
getting pissed off and shooting someone in the head.
Prostitution is the oldest profession in the world.
Yeah,
that's
It is.
If someone's just completely unlovable, let them get some pussy if someone's willing to put out.
Amsterdam did it, but I feel like in America, it's a moral thing. It's a Christian thing,
and it's such horseshit.
Well, it's not just a Christian thing. It's that spans across several different religions. It's not. I mean, it's easy to say, yeah, it's just a Christian thing.
Yeah, but we were founded one nation under God.
I understand that, but we're not the only nation that doesn't allow it, and we're not the only Christian nation in the world.
True, but to your point, like you said, prostitution is the oldest profession, and I don't think there's anything wrong with because we live in this milieu where men prey on women just so regularly. What
if one of those dudes could pay for sex and he would stop raping people?
But here's the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
But all right.
And some bitch can pay her bills.
You're not like we're preying. We prey on women. So like, can they at least turn a fucking profit off us being dirty perverts for a little bit?
The thing about it is, all right, I wouldn't. I don't understand it. I would never want to visit a prostitute. You know, the reason
Well, that's
behind
because
it,
you're not categorically unfuckable, Charlie. You're a handsome
but
fella.
think about this, and thank you very much, by the way. But the thing about this is, you think about it. All right, so a woman feels like she has no other option but to sell her body. Okay,
I don't think that's usually the case with
and
the
it
old
might not be the
prostitutes.
case. But would you want to fuck someone that it doesn't want to have sex with you?
No,
Like-
I mean, not me personally, but it's not for me. It's
Yeah.
I
for,
understand. I get that, but I mean, like,
it's for the future
if I
Unabomber.
were,
I get
if
your
I were
point, though.
disfigured, if I didn't have a fucking nose and my lip was hanging off and I couldn't get laid, I would still feel really fucked up giving someone money and having sex with them, you know, knowing that they don't want to do it. Because
Well, they do want to do it because it's their choice.
I feel what you're saying.
You're not raising them.
I feel like even though it is a choice, it's not a choice anybody would willingly want to do. And if they do, then I'm wrong. And I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say that that's not the case, but I just feel like nobody would want to be like, man, I want to sell my fucking body because like you can go strip. You're not, you know, nobody's touching you.
Well, not all hookers are attractive enough to strip.
Yeah, and
I understand. I just, it's to me, I in no way, shape, or form would I feel comfortable having sex with somebody
And not
that
all
I feel like
strippers
didn't want to
are
do it.
attractive enough to strip.
I don't
that's true.
want to question the motives of why women go into that line of work. But what I will say is that I totally I get what you're saying, because to me, part of what turns me on is knowing that the person wants to be
That
with me
want-
also.
you know
a
what I
very,
mean?
very
Like-
large part.
Yeah.
But you've also not been disfigured since childbirth and never had sex in your life.
That is also a good point. Like if you've never experienced, like if you just like went through your entire life being just like light speed fucking ugly, like circus ugly.
Quasimodo.
Like, yeah. Like
no,
you
I get that. It's just, it's hard to wrap your head around. Like,
No, totally.
I always,
Yeah, but it's not for you and me. That's the thing
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
It's like,
prostitution is for
and it was the same argument with, you know, my body, my choice. Same fucking argument for if a woman wants to sell sex, she should get a license. She should be tested for STDs periodically. She should be legally required to wrap
They
it
had
up.
that at the Bunny Ranch in Vegas.
I think that's a privatized test, you know, that they do just to keep employment. But I think that,
Yeah.
but you know, there's ways to go about it responsibly, and then, you know, just let people fucking do that so they don't do other crazy shit like
and that's,
shoot up a mall or something.
like I said, maybe it's just
man.
because I just imagine that people don't want to do that, and it's just like they think that's their only option.
yeah, no, I totally.
And
get
if
what
they
you're saying.
do, then more power to you. Go for it.
Well, we also have a mental health issue in this country, big time. And what if that could eliminate 20% of that issue? Maybe that woman that kills herself could have actually been making pretty good money sucking some dick here and there, would have, you know, had no problems. Keep in mind, if you ever watch any of these hooker documentaries or like HBO late night specials,
Mhm.
a John's a John to them. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
These people do not give a fuck.
And like I sort of work in the sex work industry,
Yeah.
and I've seen these girls don't mind grinding their shit on fucking anybody.
It's a paycheck to them.
Yeah, if the money's right, it doesn't fucking matter. They'll treat you like you are fucking Harry Styles from One Direction. Like they will make you feel like a king.
They'll treat you like you are fucking Harry
They'll
Styles.
treat you like you have had sex with Harry Styles.
Like it's a threesome.
They'll pretend that Harry Styles is there, so they don't have to
You're-
look at your amorphous, terrible body.
You're in the vag, Harry Styles is in the butt.
You know what? Yeah, if that's the case, and I look at it as I couldn't do that. I would feel bad. In any, you know.
But
and
once
I
again, to
couldn't go
Jody's
to a
point,
baseball game,
you know,
so I won't go there and pay for it. That's what, all I'm saying.
yeah. We
So we've all established that we're not fucking hookers. We may drive them to an ATM every now and then,
and then run away from them.
but we're not fucking them.
I wouldn't. Well, here's the thing. I probably would have had sex with her if she came up with like a real
Was she
good
good
story.
looking?
No,
Oh,
but like if
But
she
you would have probably had sex with her.
if she was like, look, what if she like reverse hookered me and she
Yeah,
was like,
I was just gonna say that.
if I pay you,
if she
money-
pays you money to fuck, I think I could be a male hooker in a different life.
yeah, like if she just hit me with like some weird reverse hookerology,
Hookology, maybe?
hookology,
She's a hookologist.
hookologist.
4-year Rollins College.
I don't know. Like maybe she just like caught me like at the right moment. Like, hey, look,
You already got chub anyway.
Going through divorce.
University of Hooking Online. What color socks do you get with that? Are they red like University of Phoenix's?
They're red and brown.
And definitely in Arizona.
Was this blood and shit?
No.
God damn it.
I think we should end the show on that point.
Actually, no.
I think.
No, we haven't done story
skin
time.
tone.
I don't.
That was story time, Charles.
I haven't prepared. I haven't prepared a story.
He
for
hasn't had any more substantial, funny life incidents.
I mean, like I know I have. I haven't.
The weed is clouding it.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know there's more. I just can't. I wasn't able to remember any before I got here today.
All right. Well, if we want to sign off.
I mean, I could.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, I could probably pull out.
Never pull out, Charlie. I feel like we've covered this many times.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Should I do the Frankenstein story for story time?
Honestly, yeah, that's a good story. It's a good fucking story.
Is it?
Today,
I enjoy it.
On story time with Charlie.
Story time will be done
Hell
by
yeah.
me today.
I will chime
Okay.
in at any point if you need me to for context.
Okay, so anybody that knows me knows that I've gotten to a stage in my life where I don't like being around a lot of people.
He loves kittens.
If I go out, I usually sit by myself. I love what?
Kittens.
I had a dream last night about kittens, by the way. We'll talk about that later.
Let's make this a very linear story situation.
Okay, so when I go out, I sit by myself. Typically just until my friends show up, but I like to sit and people watch. So one particular night, I'm sitting at a bar and a very, very attractive blonde walks in and she sits down about 4 seats over from me.
It's a golden retriever, by the way.
Yes. Yeah, she is.
I was going to ask you about a man or a woman, but you did say she.
I meant a very attractive blonde woman. So she sits down about 4 seats over from me, and this guy across the bar immediately sees her. He starts sending her drinks, and he comes over and talks to her a couple times, and she's just not interested, but she's taking his drinks.
As they do.
As they are wont to do. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching it, and the bartender comes by. He's like, "Oh, why don't you go talk to her?" I'm like, "'Cause I fucking just would rather sit here.
I'd rather go home and jerk off.
And, go home and eat my pizza and jerk it."
Or burn down a house. With a pizza.
Whichever comes first. So anyway, after about an hour, this guy, he keeps trying. He's looking across, and I'm not the good storyteller that you are, so this is going to go really quickly. He finally sends her another drink, and she scoots down by me, and she goes, "Hey, you seem pretty cool. You're sitting here, you're watching everything happening. Do you mind if I sit here with you?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." It's like, "Is Frankenstein over there going to give a shit?" Because this motherfucker looked like the house that God built. He was huge. And she goes, "Oh, I don't know him. He's not like an ex or anything. He just keeps sending me drinks." So he comes over and sits down right next to me.
He sits down right next to her on the opposite side. So it's like,
Was he?
it was you, girl.
I just
and then
remember him being
She
right on
was a
top of
sandwich.
me.
Yeah, she was the sandwich.
Well, she kept
She was the
looking
cream in
over
the
and
cookie.
talking. She kept looking over and talking to me. So then she takes my phone. She's like, "Oh, let me find myself on Facebook. Let me add myself on Snapchat. Let me do this." And I'm like, "Okay." So the bartender comes by. He's like, "You realize you're probably going to have a problem in a couple of minutes." I'm like, "Why? I'm not doing anything wrong. I mean, fucking guy, I'm not worried. Should I be worried?" In hindsight, I probably should have been worried. So a few minutes goes by and he finally moves around to my right side and he starts running his mouth to me. Well, at this point, William had showed up. He was sitting off to the side. And
So now this guy should have known better.
yeah, that guy should have taken one
Maybe
look
that's
at
when
all these
fucking-
jailhouse
When
tats.
Bill walks in the room.
Fucking the Hulkster
So-
walks.
I forget what
Time to
happened.
put up.
He did something and I ended up correcting him on it and being like, "Hey man, I don't know what's going on. Don't know why you're so upset, but wrong fucking oak tree. Like go bark somewhere else."
You said, we call them African Americans now, sir.
And he got so aggressive that I turned and I looked at him and I'm sitting in my bar stool and I'm staring up in his face and he's so mad at me over this girl that I don't even fucking know. I'm like, "Dude, I'm not trying to take your girl home if that's the case. She chose to come over here and sit next to me. She clearly doesn't want to be around you." He gets really angry and he leans in like he's going to do something. And I fucking came up out of my seat and hit him with the hardest throat chop that I've probably ever hit somebody with.
Now, just for context here, folks, this guy was probably about 6'7", 6'8", like just a mountain of a man.
He was
Charlie was sitting in the sitting position. And the dude was just like, pretend this hand is the dude's face and my face is Charlie's face. And he's just sitting there like shit talking, like you little fucking whatever he was saying.
He was whispering in his ear basically for the audio listeners.
He's like, I wish I knew how to quit you or whatever shit he was saying. Charlie. And
I bet I could fuck your butt so hard.
And Charlie, I blinked, and in the span of time that I had blinked, Charlie had turned, fucking uppercutted this dude with his fucking like this, hit the dude in the throat, and the guy's response was not to fall back and grab his throat and be like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking die. He literally, this is it. He went like just went back,
moved back about an inch,
just a little bit, and then he just smiled. And so I'm sitting directly behind this, like watching all this unfold. And I'm sitting directly behind.
I was stunned because usually I've never led with a throat chop. I always lead with a fucking right cross.
Which was an impressive beginning move. Like,
yeah, well,
where am I gonna go?
My plan was that I wouldn't have to hit him if I hit him with a throat chop. But when he didn't budge, that's when I was like, oh shit, all right, I gotta fucking knock this guy out right now or I'm getting hurt.
Dude, it was fucking crazy. Like, you know, like the scene in the movie where like there's like
in every 80s movie where you hit the bad guy in the face with a bat and he just smiles at you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. He was literally the fucking Russian from Rocky. Just fucking if he dies, he dies.
I will break you.
Yeah, exactly. And
you will lose.
And so as soon as that happened, I'm sitting there. I have my little whiskey ginger, and I'm sitting behind Charlie. Just
is that what you call Cassidy?
That's really fucking good. No, I have a drink in a glass.
It is now.
His girlfriend is a redhead, by the way.
That was good. So I pour my drink out, and my plan was, I guess, to crack it over the dude's head. But before I could do that, was it James?
It took like 8 people
to drag
to stop it.
Yeah,
this is the local stomping grounds, by the way. So Charlie knows almost everybody there.
It was bad.
That shit was.
So 8 people grabbed the large man.
It dragged him out
it's like trying to describe how big this motherfucker. Like his head looked like he was the fucking 5th president on Mount Rushmore.
Like imagine
he looked like one of them Easter Island statues.
Yeah, like imagine, you know, like you're at a funeral, right? And like the people are carrying the casket out. But imagine if that casket is like fighting. As you're taking it to the fucking burial site. That's what it was.
This guy was huge, but I was like, you know what? He sat here and talked shit long enough. I'm done with it.
Yeah.
And
you got to do what you got to do.
It kind of shocked me because I'd never been in a position. I've fought people as big as him before, and it didn't go that far because I hit him. This time I was like, oh, I'll go with a throat chop. Clearly, I'm not a throat chopper.
I like that you were like, well, I don't want to hit this guy because I don't want to hurt somebody. So I'll just try to collapse his trachea.
No, I think what it was is
I feel like hurt him worse if I hit him.
Yeah.
I see. I was going to go the other route with it. Like, I don't know if a punch is going to have the same effect as if I go for the jugular on this giant monster human.
Well, the last time I punched someone, I gave him a concussion and almost went to jail.
Jail. I almost went to jail.
It's too simple.
Like cops had to review fucking security footage.
Did you hit him with a lethal weapon? No, you hit him with your hands. Okay, Steven Seagal.
I'll never be as tough as Steven Seagal was.
Nor will anybody.
You ever see that motherfucker? I mean, he broke wrists with his
pinkies with his fucking hand.
With his ponytail.
With his ponytail.
So yeah, story time with me is a lot more boring, but we had 15 minutes we had to fill.
I do think that we should do every episode from now on with a fight story. That would be funny.
No, that was just...
That's it. We're shifting story time over to you, and it's just every time you fought a person. And that's how we're going to
And
cap
then
off
when
the
we
show.
run out of those, every time you fought an inanimate object.
Yeah. Next week, we'll talk about the Jumbie Bay story.
Okay, I'm down for that one.
Alright.
So is that going to wrap it up?
We need a real ad though.
Yeah.
We need like a 30-second commercial spot.
Oh, dude, don't put me on the spot like that. Like I only have like little taglines. Like,
Okay, fine. We need a 15-second blurb.
all right.
That's my nickname, by the way. The 15-second blurb.
Tonight's podcast is brought to you by Geordie's sexual prowess. It's a 15-second blurb,
The blurb is more about my weight.
and he and he never takes off his cargo shorts.
What shape would you say I am? Oh, a blurb.
I thought we didn't fat shame here.
Blurb.
All right, guys. Well, it's going to take me about 15 minutes to shut the podcast down because I have to stop recording on about 86 different devices. But
So for the final seconds, I'm going to sing for you Whitney Houston's I Have
the way,
Nothing.
We found this and we didn't use it.
Don't make me close one more door. I don't want to hurt anymore.
good night.